as the Trump administration is rolling out a new travel ban, restricting citizens from 8 countries. The Supreme Court has removed hearing the travel ban case from its October calendar. CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid joins us now from our Washington bureau. Paula, what does this decision mean?
Well, it means the travel ban could still go before the Supreme Court, but they were expected to hear arguments on Travel Ban 2.0 on October 10th. But now that we have this new policy, the permanent policy for the United States that was issued last night, the Supreme Court says, look, both sides, you need to submit to us briefs and explain to us what issues still remain. What constitutional questions are there that are ripe for Supreme Court review? Because of certain disputes, certain controversies are not really appropriate for the Supreme Court. So they want to hear from both sides before they determine whether or not they're still going to hear arguments, but about this newest Travel Ban 3.0, if you will.
And how likely is it that one side of this case will want to still be heard before the Supreme Court?
Based on what I'm hearing, it seems pretty likely. Last night, most of the people who have opposed, most of the groups that have opposed travel bans, the first travel ban and the second travel ban, they've said that they are not content with the newest version of this policy. The ACLU has said that this newest policy does not cover over what they describe as the original sin of the first travel ban. Of course, the ACLU and Muslim advocacy groups have argued that the travel ban was actually a Muslim ban, which was promised on the campaign trail, and several White House officials insinuated that the travel ban was actually that Muslim ban. So that has been a point of contention, and it seems that those who have opposed the travel ban do not seem to be appeased by the fact that North Korea and Venezuela, 2 non-predominantly Muslim countries, have been added to this policy. They say they still have a lot of constitutional issues, so it's very likely that they're going to ask the Supreme Court to still take up this issue and answer some of the larger constitutional questions.
So does it seem like this new policy would prevail against legal challenges where the others have been stalled?
Well, it certainly has a better chance. With each iteration of the travel ban, they've gotten a little bit better about fortifying the policy against legal challenges. The first one, the biggest problem was that there was no rollout. The president didn't have an attorney general or a Department of Homeland Security chief to advise. They just sort of dropped it on airports and U.S. officials. And there was chaos. It got blocked by the courts. The second time around, though, they had a longer rollout. They carved out some waivers. And here, this third iteration, each country has its own set of restrictions. They've added some non-Muslim countries, but the countries they've added, Venezuela and North Korea. North Korea, there aren't a lot of U.S. tourists or tourists coming to the U.S. from North Korea.
Right.
And with Venezuela, it only applies to a small group of officials. So there does appear to be a question about whether or not this policy is making good on those campaign promises. I think there's enough of a legal question there that the Supreme Court could still take this up, even though the administration has obviously gone to great lengths to try to design this policy in a way that they feel would withstand judicial scrutiny and falls within the president's power.
Paula Reid, thanks a lot, Paula.